What's going on, everybody? Today we're coming in with another story time. I do want to mention how the first video is almost at 50 views and we are about at 16 subscribers. That's amazing. I'm really appreciating the engagement from all you guys. It means the world. And to all the close friends and family, the OGs, the homies that have been reaching out and telling me they're enjoying the content, that means the world and I really appreciate it. And you have nothing to worry about. I say I'm gonna deliver. I'm gonna deliver. It's gonna be there, boys. Don't worry. They're gonna keep dropping. So a couple things I want to mention before we do get into our story today. A good story. I meant to release this one before the friend losing his mind story, but people voted for that one more than this one. But either way, we're gonna drop this one. So the couple things that I do want to mention is we're coming back with some more GTA 5 gameplay in this video. We are going to be doing story mode. When we do online, unfortunately there are plenty of modders on PC, so I get booted out of the game and you guys don't get any gameplay to enjoy. Second thing that I do want to mention is unfortunately I do have to mention this early on in the channel. If you find yourself on my channel or any of my social medias and you don't enjoy the content, or you don't like me for whatever God fucking knows reason, you can get off the channel, you can get off the social media, you can remove me, you can block me. Save us all a bunch of trouble. Me and my group, me and my community, me and all the supporters, the amazing people here, we're going to enjoy this content and I'm going to keep producing it. So without further ado, we're going to get in today's story. So I was in the 5th grade, I think around like the same age as my first story. This didn't take place long after it. So on this day, it's me and my sister are the two main characters in the story. The story wouldn't have taken place if my sister didn't invite me. So me and my sister were out at our place in the country where we lived at the time, and my sister would often have friends over. She was in, a higher grade than me, and she socialized a little bit better. I always had bad anxiety and didn't talk to too many people. So she had a friend over at this time, and we're going to call her friend for the story Lisa. So Lisa, she smokes, and so does my sister. I didn't smoke often. I didn't have many friends that did, and I couldn't get my hands on it. So my main resource was my sister. So her friend Lisa pulls up, and she's got this guy with her, Cody. Cody's not too important in this story, but he was there. That's just what we're calling him for the story. I honestly don't remember the guy's name, so Cody is a great name for him. So Cody and Lisa pulls up to mine and my sister's house out here in the country in the bumfuck middle of nowhere. Like, there's nothing to do out here. So Lisa comes in and, talks to my mom for a second and asks basically, is it okay if her and my sister goes and get some clothes from her house? And that was cool. And I asked my mom if I could go as well, and my sister was cool with it. Kind of planned that I was just going to spring it out on my mom and see if she was cool with it. And thankfully, fortunately, she was. So we all hop in Cody's truck. It's me and my sister, Lisa, and Cody. Cody's driving. It was like a pickup truck, but it only had like a front row seat, so there was no back seat. So we're all kind of slammed in it. If I remember correctly, it was Cody, then Lisa, I think maybe me and then my sister, or maybe my sister and me. I don't really fucking know. I don't think the order that we sat in matters too much. We were going to go and allegedly get clothes, right? That's not what we were doing at all. I didn't really give an intro to this story, but basically I got so faded, I thought bro was going to kill me in the woods. That's what I thought. I was 100% convinced of it. So we're going to get into that. So we don't go and get clothes. I mean, just based off that, I think it's safe to say we don't go and get clothes. So what we do is we drive over to another character in the story named Roger. Okay, there's two other characters in the story, Roger and Kevin. Roger and Kevin are about to, be a part of the story and make it a lot more interesting than what it was. This was a regular after-school day. I was not going to be able to get zooted, and under any means had no ways of making it happen until Roger and Kevin takes part in this day. Thank God for them. So we are actually en route to Roger and Kevin's house. We're not on the way to get any fucking clothes of any sort. Like, that's not happening. Sorry, Mom. It didn't happen. So we head over to Roger and Kevin's house, and we don't actually go to their house. We pull up on the side of the fucking road. Like, it was dark at this point. It was like dusk when the sun's going down. Sunset when we left our house to head to Roger's, and by the time we got to Roger's, the fucking sun was down, so it was pretty dark outside. So I'm sketched. We don't even pull up to his house. We pull up on the side of this fucking road, like this fucking random road, like a normal road, but just like woods, like barely any houses. I'm like, all right, what are we doing? And they're like, Roger and Kevin's gonna meet us down here. I had no fucking clue what we were even doing. I knew we were probably gonna smoke. Like I knew that was happening. We smoked a blunt on the way there before we had got there. Cody didn't participate. We had the windows down and everything. We smacked the blunt a couple times, so I was already a little bit faded. So the paranoia would set in here shortly. So we all get out the truck, and Cody does not come with us. Cody stays in the truck. Cody doesn't want to smoke. He was going in the military or something, so he stayed there. So me, my sister, and Lisa gets out the truck, and shortly after that, Kevin and Roger make their way down the road, and we see them walking down, and I'm just like, all right, I guess this is their friends. What are we doing? They meet up with us, and they're like, all right, what's up, guys? And I'm just listening. I ain't got much to say. I'm pretty young. I just want to get fucking high. I want to be part of it. And they're like, all right, follow me. I'm like, what do you mean follow you? To where? And he starts walking towards the woods, and we start going towards the woods. Everybody's going like there's no problem, and I'm a little sketched. I'm like, all right, what's back there? They're like, there's this trap house back there that we're going to make our way to, and it's going to be a great time. I like the idea. But I didn't like the journey to get to this idea. The journey was a lot longer than I anticipated. So we start walking, and I do remember the order that we walked in. Roger was in front of me. He was leading, since he knew where it was, and it was his spot. I was behind him. I was behind Roger, and behind me was, I don't remember the exact order, but I know Lisa, my sister, and Kevin was behind me. But the important part is that I'm the second in line. So if I stop, everybody behind me stops. So we're walking maybe 5 or 6 minutes. They're talking. I'm just starting to freak the fuck out because we're walking through the pitch black woods with his flashlight, with his little Android flashlight on. I'm just like, bro, where are we going, dude? It's so fucking dark. I'm already pretty high, and I don't know where we're going. Like, this is giving bad movie vibes and shit. Like, is this my last day? Is he backdooring us for a blunt and he's really a killer or something? I didn't know what to think. So eventually, enough of this. Like, I can't take the thoughts anymore, and I stop and I put my hand on Roger's shoulder, and he stops and he looks at me and he's like, what are you doing? And I said, yo, Roger, hear me out real quick, bro. And he's like, what do you want? And I said, bro, are you bringing us out here to kill us? Like, be for real right now. Just, like, you can be honest with me. Are you bringing us out here to kill us? And I was not being funny. And he's like, what the fuck? No. And he looks back at everybody behind me and, like, kind of jokes, laughs. And everybody's like, yo, keep fucking walking, dude. Just keep walking. And I'm like, whoa, like, are they all in on this? I didn't know what the fuck to think. But I do know if Roger would have told me, yeah, like, of course I'm going to kill you, I would have darted off in those woods, and it would have been a damn problem, because I don't know if they would have found me, or if I would have found them, or if I would have wanted to find anybody till the next day, till the sun rose, So I'm not too sure what to think, but I saw he was joking, so I'm thinking we're in good hands. Another, 3 or 4 minutes go by. I'm a little relaxed, still pretty high, I don't think he's going to kill us. My sister's here, at least. If I die, she's going to die too. Fuck it. We ball. Go out as a family. Fuck it. So we finally get to this fucking trap house. I don't know if we went into the front door or the windows, but the windows were so big. They actually had, like, these big blankets over them. But we make our way to this trap house, and it's not really a trap house. It's just an abandoned house in the middle of the woods. But, fuck, who knows? Maybe they're trapping crack out that hoe to this day. I don't know. But it was just a cool smoke spot for the story, and that was the only time I went there. It was so legendary. But we make our way into this trap house. Not sure how we got in, but it was open. Probably no front door. We get into the back room, and they've got these 2 brown, nice couches set up. Like love seats, but not. Like, those big rectangular couches that kind of like make an L or like swing around your living room. It was one of those, but obviously not as nice. I'm pretty sure it was brown. Was not lights in there, no lighting except for the phone flashlights, pitch black and everything, but had these big ass covers over the huge windows, so it was pretty secluded. Everybody sits down, and man, I think Roger had this big ass bag of weed on it, man. Like, it was nothing crazy, but fucking biggest bag I had seen in a minute, and they are just rolling these blunts, like rolling blunt, and they had 2 different sacks, like, good stuff, and then the gas. So rolling these blunts, and they start smoking, and I'm tapping the blunts. I think smoking a blunt of just not the gas. This isn't the gas. I'm just smoking the regular shit, and I'm chilling. I'm getting comfy on this couch. I think I'm leaning back into the cushion a little bit. Probably, Kevin, Roger, my sister, and Lisa to my side. Not sure how we sat on the couch. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is I'm getting really faded off ganja at this point. So faded that I go and see them. I see them smoking this other blunt. They light this other blunt, and it doesn't come to me, right? I'm smoking this little roach. They told me I could keep hitting the roach, and the roach goes out, and I'm like, well, why can I hit that? And they're like, my sister said no. She's like, this is the gas. You don't want to hit this. And Roger and Kevin, being the older guys, they were just like, let little bro hit the gas. Like, he's already cooked. It makes no difference. Like, let him hit the gas. So they passed me this gas, right? And I hit this bitch like 3 or 4 times. Like, nothing crazy. I hit it and I passed it in the roto. And I guess this was some more gas than I thought, because before I knew it, I'm putting my foot up on the couch across from me. I take it back. They weren't all sitting next to me. There was like 2 on the couch across and 2 on the couch with me. So I put my foot across on this couch, and on the side where my foot had been positioned on the couch that I set it, right below that there was a puddle of water. I guess one of them had spilt their beverage or something. But unfortunately for me, the position that I put my foot in angled the blunt perfectly, that they had rolled but not lit sitting there, to just roll off the couch into this puddle of water. So I think it's a safe bet to say that they were not the happiest with me after I did that, and that happened shortly after I hit the gas. So they would have had themselves another smokable blunt that was not soggy and wet if they would not have let me hit the gas. But either way, I'm very appreciative they let me hit the gas. It was a great night. We smoked the rest of these blunts, man, and the session comes to an end, and we're all scurrying back out this window, front door, however the fuck we got in. And as I said at the beginning of the party, excuse me, guys. As I said at the beginning of the video, there was 2 different parties, and it was our party, me, my sister, Cody, and Lisa, and then Roger and Kevin came and met with us. So we leave the trap house and we're walking back through the woods, going through the whole back, fucking wood journey shebang, 10 minutes through the fucking jungle, pitch black at night, scared as shit. But we finally reach the streetlights at the woods, and Roger explains to us that his parents are sleeping, or something along the lines of this, and that they're going to have to scurry across the road. And when they do that, we're going to have to scurry to our truck, which wasn't far from the wood line. Like, we pulled up on it, but I think we had to cross the road to get back to the truck or some shit. But Kevin and Roger was in their own party. I was not part of that party. The only time I was part of that party is when we were in this, trap house smoking and shit. They go to make their move to cross the road and sprint back all incognito and shit. It's probably like 1 or 2 a.m. Maybe not that late. Maybe like 9, 10, 9, 10, 11-ish at night. Getting late. So they incognito sprint back across the road a little bit, and sure enough, I'm going with them. I'm like, fuck it, I don't know who I'm going with, but I want to be with these people. They're where the blunts are, and that's where I want to be. So I guess that's where my mind was, and before I know it, my sister's, fucking whispering at me across the street, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you're not going with them. Come back. So I come back. We get in the truck with Cody, and Cody's been sitting there for a minute. Nothing much. I'm pretty sure he was simping on my sister's friend. That's all it was, and she was kind of low-key using him for the ride. I don't have a problem with it. I got a free ride. I got smoked out, and I do believe we got McDonald's before we went or after, before we got dropped back off to our house. So it was it was a W for me. I could give less of a fuck if he got used or not. I mean, bro's in the military, probably living his best life right now. W for him. And, if he wouldn't have drove, this story wouldn't have happened. So, W all around. We get back to my house back in the country, and I am on robot mode. I am on fucking auto control to my bed. I go in my room and I fall on my bed on my knees like some Dark Knight that just got stabbed in his fucking chest, and he is falling to his death, and this was his last stand. That's what it was for me. Unfortunately for my sister, she had to stay up and fold clothes with our mother. I don't know how that went. I don't know what her tolerance was, but she got that shit. I could not have folded clothes. My mom would have thought I took all the Percocets in the cabinet. I was so fucked up. But that's not what I did. Just had some good ganja, and it was a great time. A pretty memorable story for me. I'm going to try to start scripting my stories, not as in the fact that they're fake, but I'm going to try to give myself a little script to read on behindhand so that my ADHD doesn't really kick in and disrupt the story for you guys. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the story. Leave me some love in the comments. Let me know if you do want another story tomorrow. Whether or not you do, you're going to get one. Sorry, but it's going to happen. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for checking me out again, and have a good day. Peace.